9 o'clock, I'm going to call the meeting to order. Commissioner Courthouse, lead us with the invocation and pledge of allegiance, please.
Let us pray. Gracious God, we thank you for the opportunity to gather and serve our community. Grant us wisdom, clarity, and a spirit of cooperation as we make decisions that affect those we represent. Help us to seek the common good with fairness and integrity. May our work here today honor you and benefit all. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner. Our first order of business is the approval of the November 20th minutes. A motion.
So moved.
Second. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Minutes are approved. Next will be the treasurer's report.
Good morning.
Warren.
The following were presented to the treasurer's office for payment. Accounts payable from the general account was $834,369.70. Payroll account had for the period, $467,696.28. 911 account had 6 checks and 3 EFTs totaling $4,286.88. Finally, Liquid Fuels Act 89 account had 1 check for $59.88.
Okay, thank you. Is there a motion to pay the bill?
So moved.
Second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Bills are paid.
Great.
Continue.
Treasurer's report for the period beginning at 11/19 and ending 12/2/2025. General account had a starting balance of $2,612,439.24. Total debits, $364,151.30, giving us an ending balance for the period of $1,674,524.56. The reserve account ended the period with $8,725,348.85.
Any questions for the treasurer? Now, is there a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
So moved.
Second. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, Diane.
Yep.
Meetings and events. My list is with the chief clerk for inclusion of the minutes. I will point out that I attended CCAP's fall conference in Hershey last week, and there'll be more to be said on that in the future. Commissioner Weiss.
I attended monthly meeting of the veterans, which went well again. They had a donation from the Youth Club of $10,000, which was pretty awesome. Other than that, Chief Clerk has the rest of my meetings and events.
Okay, Commissioner Kovish.
I provided my list to the chief clerk as well. I'd like to welcome Wyatt Kaufman and Drake Doss from MCTV here today. Thanks for filming for us.
Okay, thank you. Public comment. Any public comment? I don't see any, so we'll just proceed to new business. The first item of new business is acknowledgement of the CCAP Risk Management Training Award, and I'll explain this a bit. Mifflin County, together with many other counties, actually about 60 counties in Pennsylvania, plus some affiliates, have formed a few decades ago insurance pool called P Corp. And this was a way for small counties, including Mifflin, to pool its staff and employees into a larger fund to get better insurance rates. Large counties such as Philadelphia and Allegheny County have their own insurance brokers. They proceed on their own, but small counties always seem to pay more. We all got together with small counties and formed P Corp. P Corp gives awards every year. This year, Mifflin County, from the 60 counties in P Corp plus about 10 affiliates, had gotten the award for the Risk Management Training Award. And this Risk Management Training Award presented to Mifflin County. It's for the highest level of participation in risk management training. The award recognizes outstanding loss prevention efforts by a county and is based on attendance at P Corp's risk control training events. This is important because the more training events we go to, it keeps our premiums down, and we gratefully acknowledge this. Actually, we were tied with Center County for the award for 2025. So I acknowledge that, and I thank our staff for being conscientious and deliberate in attending these training events. It does make a difference. Again, it keeps our premiums down, which means that it keeps our budget more sustainable. So I acknowledge that. Thank you. Any questions? Okay, we'll just continue. To, what did I do with my agenda? Sitting here. Oh, here you do. We have a request for exoneration of 2025 county portion per capita taxes. We have a total of 185. Any discussion? Any motion to exonerate 2025 per capita taxes for those municipalities listed?
Guess we should note that covers 6 municipalities.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Okay, I'll make that motion to approve these others.
Second that.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. I'd just like to comment on this. This is a total of 185 exonerations that we have just approved for per capita taxes. That's added on to other exonerations that have been done throughout the year of 2025. I doubt that there are 185 more people put on the per capita tax rolls. I think in the future, the commissioners, together with tax services, should really take a look at whether these per capita taxes are worth collecting for the county or not. We're going to do it for 2025, probably for 2020, well, we have done it for 2025, probably do it for 2026. It's in our 2026 budget, which is now on display. But going forward with these exonerations, I really question whether the net cost is worth it. That's just a comment. Going down to C, request for exoneration of delinquent real estate taxes. There's a mobile home that was destroyed by fire and removed. It's in Derry Township. Is there a motion to exonerate the delinquent real estate tax?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion passes. We have a purchase of service agreement with Sandra Hurto for cleaning services for Magistrate District Judge 58303. The rate is $240 per month. This is for the year 2026, and it is included in the budget that is on display. Any questions? Is there a motion to approve the service agreement for cleaning?
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. We have a Children and Youth Custodial Parent Services Agreement. This is with the law office of Brian Baker to provide court-appointed counsel for custodial parents in child welfare cases. This runs through our CYS department for the period January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2026. The sum is $2,500 a month. A motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. We have a request from the Eads Group for time extension on the West Railroad Bridge in Brown Township. Planning Director Jim Letier will explain this to us.
Good morning. As you mentioned, this is regarding West Railroad Bridge on Township Road 439 in Brown Township for the replacement of that bridge. Earlier in November, we received a request from the engineer of record, the Eads Group, to extend Part 5 of the existing agreement between PennDOT and the county from December 31st, 2025, when that part of that agreement expires, to December 31st of next year. The additional time is being requested to allow for utility relocation payments as required as part of the project.
Okay, Jim, that doesn't mean that the bridge is going to be finished December 31st, 2026.
No, correct, that's correct.
Okay.
Will not be finished.
So this is just part of the project.
Yes.
Question for Jim.
What's the timeline overall on that?
That's kind of a protracted process. I think it'll be let next year and hopefully be under construction in 2027. I could double check the timeline on that, but it's been a long project so far.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else on that, Jim?
No.
Is there a motion to approve?
So,
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, that motion is approved. Jim, you can continue on the next item.
Okay, this item is a settlement agreement between the Mifflin County Planning and Development Department and M&J Land Acquisitions regarding the proposed development of a solar array project in Wayne Township on a 21.480 acre parcel, which is owned by M&J Land Acquisition. Just to summarize the salient points of what's happened here, this plan was filed in August 1st on 2024 and ultimately was conditionally approved at the August 28th, 2025 meeting by the Mifflin County Planning Commission. At the time this application was filed, we did not have a county-wide solar ordinance in place, so it was reviewed under the existing county ordinance, which had very few provisions to guide in development of solar arrays. However, since then, we have adopted one, as you know, and within the county's ordinance, the applicant must respond in writing noting whether or not they accept or deny the conditions of approval within 15 days after receipt of the conditions. In this instance, the applicant did not respond within the 15 days, and we subsequently denied the application. It was our opinion the applicant was not acting in good faith. Their legal team, an attorney, was making the statement that we were not allowed to deny the application, we could only rescind the conditional approval. And to me, it's the same thing, but apparently there is a difference of opinion. So they filed a land use appeal with the Court of Common Pleas, and I worked with our solicitor, Linus Fenical, and their solicitor to come up with a settlement agreement to resolve this, and that's what this represents. So what this agreement outlines is the applicant agrees to withdraw the appeal without prejudice, we will rescind the denial and extend the conditional approval from 90 days after the approval on August 28th to 180 days after the August 28th date, which would be February 24th of 2026. Additionally, it keeps all the conditions that were in the original conditional approval in place. And also, the applicant is going to be responsible for all the engineering fees associated with his inspections and time put in to review the project. They have accepted those conditions, and therefore we have this settlement agreement. In the event the conditions are not met by February 24th, 2026, the applicant may request additional time from the Planning Commission and our department, and we cannot unreasonably deny the request if we see no progress, and I think we could reasonably deny it. If we see some progress, then I guess we could entertain an extension. So that's where we are, and that's what this agreement is. The attorneys put my name on the signatory. I assume that's not an issue. It's on the agreement. Unless there's opposition, include the chairman as a signature. I don't think it matters. Do you believe it's okay?
It's okay with mine, it's okay with me.
Okay, so it's okay with the planning commission solicitor?
Yes.
I've looked at it, it makes sense. I mean, it's probably gonna be where you would wind up anyway to an appeal, when you'd spend 10 grand going up,
Okay.
to wind up in the same place.
So there's still plans to proceed with this project, obviously. They still want to have the approval or the extension, so they're still thinking about it. I don't
Correct.
see any action happening.
I guess
on the
my
land.
question is, Jim, will they have to now conform to your newer ordinance?
No, that's been resolved that they're not going to be held under the new
I didn't
ordinance.
think so, doesn't, yeah. Just checking.
Yep.
Okay. Any other questions for Jim on this? Okay. We understand. Is there a motion to approve?
so moved.
All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Okay, Jim, thank you. We have a 5-year agreement with Zeno Business for the dark fiber that connects the courthouse with various agencies in town. The reason that the county is involved in this is it makes it easier for the county to be the, let's say, the applicant, and the service comes through the county into the other agencies. This is a 5-year agreement. This was negotiated some years ago, and it does allow for an out. I don't know if it's in here, but I think it's 90 days. We'll confirm that. That if either party requests this to be stopped, dark fiber will be stopped. So again, this is a continuation of an agreement that goes back to 2020. And in fact, let me read this again, it goes back to 2003, it was ended in 2020, and it has served us well. So, any questions on the agreement? Not, is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
Okay, questions on the motion? Do you want to say anything, Commissioner? I know that you've been involved in this, and it has worked well for the school district and for the Lumina Center and for the municipality.
You know, the water company used it for many years, the borough uses it heavily. We use it for control our lock doors at the JVBDS. And, you know, over the years, it's served well. It's a very cheap option. They're giving us a very good price for dark fiber.
Yeah, it has been.
And it keeps MCTV on cable systems. That's their connection. If they don't have that connection, they're not on any cable system.
Okay. Thank you for that explanation. So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that motion is approved. The next 3 agreements relate to the RACP grant that comes through the county. These specific agreements relate to the county and the school district. School district is using its portion of the RACP grant for the sports, part of the sports complex that has been completed. It's an ongoing discussion between the school district and the county that has been resolved with these agreements. I think it's a win-win situation for everybody. And once the school district has already approved these agreements, they have been discussed with the respective solicitors and comes to us today for our approval. I recommend that we do approve it, but are there any questions?
I just want to say that the original amount was for an adult program through the academy. That program fell through, so basically instead of giving the money back, we started with the county to hand it over to them.
Okay, anything else? All right, we'll take these one at a time. First, cooperation agreement between Mifflin County Commissioners and the school district for a $3 million redevelopment assistance capital project. There a motion to approve that cooperation agreement?
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is agreed to. Next, we have an agreement between Mifflin County and the school district that in the future, there'll be $3 million set aside for an academy project. Is there questions on that? If not, is there a motion to approve this agreement between the commissioners and the school district?
So moved. I'll second that, Mr. Chairman. I just want to note again that, you know, the original intent when we applied for this RACP grant, the county had to be an applicant. The school district was not eligible to be an applicant, and we applied for these funds so that improvements, major improvements would be made at the academy. And so that's why we have that accompanying agreement that says a future product at the academy, because it was important to us that the academy is updated and upgraded. And I think that this takes care of that. And that's the reason why we applied in the first place for it.
Yeah, and as the commissioner said, thank you for the clarification. The original application was for academy renovations that have not occurred. So funds have been transferred from the academy project to the sports complex project. Anything else on that? Moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. There's also an agreement between Mifflin County School District and the Commissioners regarding $1 million for the Mifflin County Academy. And this is the same situation where $1 million was set aside for Academy project. Mifflin County has agreed with the school district to use that $1 million for the renovation of the historic courthouse, but in exchange, we will support $1 million projects at the academy in some future date. Anything else on that, Kevin, Commissioner? Okay. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that motion carries. We have a state food purchase grant agreement for $97,567.96. This is a continuation of a past grant agreement with the state. Actually, it increases our grant by about $15,000. This is used for food pantries, and the county is the go-between this grant from the state and the money allocated to the food pantries. It runs through our Human Services Department. Anything else on that? Not, is there a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is approved. We have an administrative services agreement with CEDACOG, and our grants liaison, Madison Price, will explain this to us.
Good morning. So this is the, we did receive funding for the Community Development Block Grant for 2024. So this is a professional and administrative services agreement with CEDACOG to administer the 2024 funds. So this agreement, and perhaps Jen, if I missed anything, you could elaborate, I believe is pretty much the same as the previous agreements as far as what CEDACOG's responsibilities will be for this year of funding. There is a portion of administrative funds set aside for the county as well.
Okay, so the $127,300 is from the CDBG contract.
For the 2024 funds, correct. So this is what, there is a portion of project funds for delivery that will be paid to CEDACOG, but I believe a portion of the majority of these funds are from the admin portion of the grant.
Okay. Anything else for Addison? If not, is there a motion to approve the services agreement with CEDACOG for the 2024 CDBG contract?
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is approved. Thank you, Madison. There are personnel items. We have the resignation of Reese Deaver from the corrections officer effective November 17th with the transfer of Elizabeth Morrison from second deputy monetary to custodian effective December 2nd. The hiring of Pamela Grassmeyer for tip staff effective December 8th. We rescind the hiring of Timothy Noor for part-time corrections officer. And we are hiring Brian Spickler for children and youth casework effective December 8th. Any questions on these 5 personnel items? If not, is there a motion to approve the 5 personnel items?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. There's no further business coming before the board, the meeting is adjourned.